Assalamu alaikum. Uh, for those of us who are not urban planners and or who do not have sufficient understanding of what planning is, I think it's important that let's first give a very brief overview of planning. Planning is about designing the cities, how the land is to be used, how the people will go around in the city, where the buildings and public spaces will be placed, how the city will grow, and in which direction will it grow over the next 15 to 20 years, and so on. For all that, the planners need a set of detailed surveys pertaining to housing, traffic and transportation, industry, health, education, environment, and so on. And based on those surveys, then that data is collated, conclusions are drawn, and then based on those conclusions, initial recommendations are formulated and compiled in a draft master plan, which then is taken to the public for their feedback, and based on their feedback, the plan is then uh, finalized. Basically, the plan has two or three phases. For example, there's a short-term plan and a long-term plan. In short-term plans, you include projects of priority nature, which are urgent, you are doing firefighting, whereas the long-term goals are achieved, which are more strategic in nature, are achieved in the long term, in the subsequent 15 years. But the irony is that despite so much of efforts and so much of resources spent and time spent, those master plans which are prepared and finalized and approved are not implemented. Let's get down to those. Let's have a look at some of the slides as to why master plans fail. Firstly, urban dynamism. Now, urban areas change rapidly, population increases, urban dynamics change, and so it's important that plans should be updated frequently. Nowadays, plans are being updated and new plans are being made. But कुछ अर्से पहले, we were told if we go to a particular municipality somewhere that हाँ जी हमारे पास बिल्कुल ODP हमारा बना है 1980 में बना था हमारे पास मौजूद है. What people don't understand is that a master plan is not an end product. It's a process. The master plan should be updated after every 4 to 5 years. Now, it's difficult for the local bodies to engage consultants so frequently. So it's important that these bodies should have internal capacity to update plans without much outside help. And lack of political will. Now, inadequate political support results in lack of resources, funding, and manpower to execute the proposed initiatives. This leads to delays or incomplete implementation of important projects, which ultimately undermines the overall effectiveness of the master plan. Political will is important uh, because urban master plans involve long-term goals and strategies, and without sustained political will, there is lack of emphasis on ongoing maintenance and follow-up activities. Then there are administrative uh, complexities, the complex procedures, they slow down decision making and implementation processes. Then the Non-diversity of stakeholders is also a problem. When master plans are developed without adequate inputs from diverse stakeholders, there's a risk of overlooking some needs, some concerns uh, of some groups, such as the marginalized or vulnerable communities. This can result in a plan that poverty is also one of the factors which makes master plans ineffective because a master plan cannot be fully inclusive, and this results in uh, non-equitable development. The lack of community participation, if all the community groups are not included, and which usually are not, this also results in failure. Then there are outdated legal framework, lack of enforcement mechanism, and limited monitoring and evaluation. Because of this, it's difficult to track progress, identify shortcomings, and take remedial measures. Limited financial resources obviously impede implementation. Uh, Technology needs to be used to analyze uh, data pertaining to master planning, create simulations, which means to understand real world conditions and promote sustainability and so on. Then community engagement enhances the acceptance and effectiveness of plans. Such plans can be more inclusive and successful. Then strong institutions, they provide resources, framework, and capacities to undertake effective master plan. Then financial resources are obviously essential to conduct studies, hire experts, engage the public, and monitor progress. We have already talked about monitoring and evaluation. Uh, Without this, we cannot track the progress and identify the shortcomings and take uh, remedial measures. So it's important to have a strong monitoring and evaluation system. Then evidence-based decisions, these ensure that decisions and policies are formulated based on uh, reliable data, research, and analysis. Better institutional coordination, it can ensure that the master planning is conducted in a collaborative manner, leading to better outcomes. Many of our current planning laws and regulations need to be updated. Transparency is very important. If there is trust and accountability, master plans can better meet the needs and aspirations of the city, of the citizens. International partnerships and knowledge sharing, along with public-private partnership, are obviously important. If sustainability and resilience are made an integral part of master plan, this can result in a city which is balanced, inclusive, and adaptable. Public awareness in urban master planning, it promotes community engagement and transparency and long-term support. Then past experiences and international best practices, they provide global perspective and valuable insights, lessons, and guidance for better and improved master plans. And finally, support from international organizations brings efficiency and effectiveness, promotes knowledge sharing, and enhances urban planning practices. The other day, a young planner spontaneously said to me, "Sir, the future is urban." And how right she was. Who can disagree with that? The world is becoming more and more urban, and more people are choosing to live in cities. This brings both new possibilities as well as difficulties. As cities grow, we need to think carefully about how we design them, uh, construct roads and buildings, and use resources. Our aim is to make the cities that are good for the environment and where everyone can have a good life. The future relies on cities because they are where people, ideas, and resources come together to make a better society and to make progress in the economy and technology. Thank you very much.